What's going on, everyone? MetalBlade427 here, and I welcome you to Final Fantasy Fridays. So, if you're a longtime watcher of my channel, you would have realized that on Fridays I have normally put out Final Fantasy VII videos since, September of 2015. So, 7-8 months now, maybe even longer depending on how far in the future you're watching this. But Final Fantasy VII unfortunately has to go on to a little bit of a hiatus, so rather than me just not posting anything, I thought to myself, well, I did call it Final Fantasy Friday, why not just play another Final Fantasy game? Now, I realize that Final Fantasy is a long, drawn-out game, but I chose Crystal Chronicles because it's a pretty good pick-up-and-play style game. There's not too much that you need to know outside of the initial tutorials, and I can just kind of throw these up there as kind of like an in-between Final Fantasy VII stuff. I'm not going to be doing nearly as much detail on this as I did or am doing with Final Fantasy VII, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And besides, Crystal Chronicles, which was made for the GameCube, by the way, released in 2004, holds a special place in my heart because I actually did experience the multiplayer with my friends, and then of course I did play it by myself, and I like this game. I thought this game was really cool. It was very different for a Final Fantasy game, especially at the time. And if you've played something like Final Fantasy Explorers, you'll get that same vibe. Actually, I believe a lot of the words that they use in Explorers, or at least a lot of the main concept, originated from Chronicles. And there were other Chronicle games that came out as well, some for the DS and the Wii, but I'm sticking with the original right now. Now, there are things that I'm going to need from you guys, but we will get into that momentarily. First things first, I'm going to hit my new game, and you can then choose between single player and multiplayer. Multiplayer, of course, I can't do because I don't have any of the setup for that, and I will explain what multiplayer entails later on, but I will be going through single player mode. Now, I am going to link to you the opening cutscene. I'm not going to put it in this video. It's going to be its own separate video, released at exactly the same time as this one, so you go ahead, click the link or whatever the heck I threw in there and go watch that. You know, music and copyrights and crap like that, and I will see you at the end of it. Alright, that was actually a pretty good opening cutscene, to be honest with you. Kind of gave me like a Legend of Dragoonish type vibe, at least with the song. Anyway, come, let us record your adventures in this journal. It shall be known as the Crystal Chronicle. Oh, that's the name of the game, you see what they did there. But first, we must know the name of your hometown. So the game kind of has a default hometown of Tippa, but we're not going to do that. Now, I've watched a few Let's Plays and everything of this before starting this up, and just to kind of get an idea how things flowed in. There was the one Let's Play that I watched that actually named their village YouTube, and I thought that was a really cool name, and I don't really want to take that from them. That was his shtick and everything like that. So I am going to name my village after my home state, and that would be Welcome to Jersey. S-E-N-Y. Isn't that amazing? Alright. So yes, my village is named Jersey. Oh boy. And with that all done and in the book, we now get to go ahead and create our characters. Year 1. The morning of my departure was here at last. I tried to brace myself for the journey ahead. There was a field along the main road where I decided to camp until sunrise. Tomorrow I set out in search of Myrrh. I think that's how you pronounce that. Myrrh. Myrrh. The lack of proper vowels, damn you, why, make that a very difficult word. But ideally speaking, that's all part of the game in order to find Myrrh, in order to make sure your village stays alive for the upcoming year. And this game is broken into years. So, year 1, you do certain things. Year 2, you do certain things along that way. So now, right off the hop, you're able to do a bunch of things right here. You have your option menu, of course. Let me just see what... Is there anything I should change here? I don't think so. No. Game Boy Color balance. Oh my god, that's awesome. Just shows the age of this game. Anyway, so nothing there. You can bring friends over that have this game, and you can look in your diary to look at all the journal entries. There's a lot of journal entries, and we're not going to be covering really basically any of them, but just know that they're there. You can save your current progress, or we can set out, and this is what we're going to do. Now, I don't have any characters created yet. I have 8 different slots in order to make various characters. Of course, slot number 1 is going to be me. The other 7 slots I actually need to create, because in the town of Jersey, there are 8 different homes, and each home ideally should be assigned a family trait. Now, the purpose of putting the trades into your village is that as the village members level up of sorts, you can buy better items or make better items or things along that way. So let me go through my guy, and then I will go ahead and explain what I would like from you. First things first, we're going to go in here, we're going to name your character. Like I said, it is me, and unfortunately, the dreaded 7-letter restriction is here, so if you've seen some of my other stuff, welcome to the world of metal. Oops, come here. Blah. That's metal blade and metal blah, just because that's the amount of letters that can go in there. Now, in this game, you have 4 different clans, and each clan has male and female members to them. Depending on whatever you choose determines their basic skin. Whatever clan you choose first, that's your starting stats, but how your character looks determines, whether you pick male, female, and then each one of the subsequent subcategories. So, for example, I'm going to choose male. And now here are your 4 clans. Clavet, Lilith, Lilies, or whatever they're called, Ukes, and Selkies. I'm going to go through each one of these individually, and then I'm going to be putting stuff on the screen, so this way you can get an idea of what each of them look like. So, these are the Clavets. They are basically your human-style members for this game, and kind of the poster child for the Chronicles series. They have fairly high defense, good magic, overall like a balanced group. Not the highest starting strength of the game, but yes, the highest defense. They use swords and shields. The males are the cowlicks, the naturals, headbands, and caps, and this is from left to right and what they look like. So the very first one you see there's a cowlick, the next one's a natural, etc., etc., etc. Below that are the females, the long hair, short hair, dark coat, and white cap. Looks very much like a white mage, but those are your Clavets. The next one on the list are the Liliths. Lilities? Whatever. They're pretty much your dwarves. They kind of remind me of Onion Knights, things along that way. They have very high offensive capability, very low magic, but they use spears as their main weapon. The main characters for the male are called the Bearheads, the Hornhelms, Steel Visor, and the Buckethead, and the females are also called Bearheads. Then you have Blue Armor, Elegant, and Red Mask. So, again, each one of those, the stats don't change, it's just the skin of the character. After the Liliths, or Lilies, or Lilithites, or whatever you want to call them, are the Ukes. These are weird bird-like creatures, but they are your game's mages, so they have the highest magic stat in the game. They also have the fastest spell casting ability. Once I get into how the game runs and everything, you'll see me casting spells and doing all these other things, and then you'll realize that the Ukes can actually do it a lot faster than any of the other clans can, or any of the other tribes can. I know they use hammers. I don't know what else they use in terms of weapons. I've only used the Ukes a little bit, so I don't know fully. But the male Ukes are one horns, appropriate enough because it only has one horn, Bumpy, Long Beak, and Black Mage. And the females are the Spiral, Tulip, Spoon, and Heart Top. Also, the Uke females are rather odd, because if you kind of look at their bust line, yeah, they're kind of pulling a little bit of Madonna thing right there. Poke your eye out with those things. And speaking of random bust lines, let us go to the final tribe, which is the Selkies. Now, I don't know what the developers of this were thinking when they made the Selkie designs. This picture really doesn't do it much justice. You probably noticed it in the opening cutscene. But Selkies, if you have a C cup or below, apparently you're kicked out of the tribe. I don't know. So that's just kind of how they roll. Selkies, however, are also human-like characters, but I'm pretty sure they're part animal because of all the fat animal fur that they wear or part of their body or whatever. They are the fastest of the 4 tribes. It means you'll run around the fastest and attack the fastest. They also have a faster focusing ability, and they are better at long-range weapons. Like, their weapons are the racket, which kind of shoots out this lacrosse-style energy ball, and I think some of them even have bows and arrows or whatever. So the Selkies are another good overall, like, well-rounded type of tribe. It's just they're better at long range than they are up close. Male Selkies are Wolfies. Then you have Shark Eyes, Bandanas, and Raccoon Tails. The female Selkies are Wolfies, again, Raccoon Tails, Shark Eyes, and the original one is Owl Head. Now, keep these in mind. I'm going to put them up on the screen one last time a little bit later, but what I need to do first is I need to create my guy. And what I'm going to be is I'm going to be a clavet and I'm going to be a headband. So there you go. There I am. Now I get to pick my family trait. And as you can see, there are 8 different trades that I can be. In my village, as I said before, there are 8 different houses, so you can make 8 different characters for the village. Ideally speaking, each house should be a different trade, and each trade does something different for me. So the blacksmith forges weapons and armor. The tailor makes accessories. The farmer grows wheat from various seeds you find. The rancher will raise cattle for meat, and that's all part of the food-based system in this game. The miller will take the wheat and make it into flour and bread items and things along that ways. A fisherman catches fish and will give you fish periodically through the game. The merchant you can buy and sell items from, which is basically some food items, some materials in order to make things and things along that ways. And then the alchemist will design weapon schematics and armor schematics for you and will get better as the game goes on. So I want each one of these things in my village. And being that I'm going to be playing this myself, I personally think I would recommend, if this is your first time playing this game, be a blacksmith, be a tailor, or be, I want to say, a merchant. One of these 3 is like the main 3 connected here. So if you are one of these and you level it up, you can actually gain access to almost anything else in the game without really having to go back and play too many of your other characters that you make in order to make them level up. So be blacksmith, tailor, or merchant. Everything else is great if you want to give it a try, but those are my recommended for one of those 3. I'm going to be the blacksmith. So there we go. So that is me. I am Metal Blah. I am male. I'm a clavet headband type. And I am in the family trade of a blacksmith. Now, I'm going to throw all 4 tribes with all of their subsequent, skins up there on the screen one more time. I have 7 more slots left open in the town of Jersey. And I'm asking you guys out there, do you want to be part of my town? Yes, I'd like to actually put my friends from YouTube into the town with me. And by doing that, I'll throw your name and your channel and everything down in the description below. I'll remind everybody to check that out down there, to see, go check out the channels for everybody. So it's a little bit of free advertising and whatnot. And we can have a good time. What I want you to do then is I want you to pick for me what character you want to be. I'm going to divvy out the family trades, but I'll let you pick out whatever you want to be. So, you want to be a female Selkie? Go ahead. You want to be a male, Lilith? Go ahead. Just each one of the tribes has a letter attached to it, and each one of the skins has a number. So just tell me the letter and the number as you see up there, and I will make you your character. Also, give me your name in at least 7 letters, or at most 7 letters. I know some of you have longer names out there, so I can't fit it all and everything. I want to try to get like a good combination of all 4 tribes in my little townish area, and by all means, please just, first 7 people to come on in and be like, I want this, I want this, I want this, you're going to be in there, and I would very much happily enjoy having you guys in my town. You'll show up in various cutscenes as well, which is really cool, and who knows, I may venture out with your character every so often just to maybe build up the relationship between them and their families, because that all does tie into the goods that you can get from them and everything. So, there you go, that's my task for you guys. Pick your design that you want. ladies, don't be shy about this either. I would like a few females in there as well. So I think this will be a lot of fun and be a good way to kind of bring us together. You may be able to see how your character is growing as I go through each of these years in Crystal Chronicles. Okay, so there you go. There's all that. We have a lot of tutorial stuff to go through right now, so I think we are done. Let's go ahead and hit the button and move on forward and start this adventure. So, there we go. There's me. It should automatically... Oh, no, I have to select it. There we go. Away. Each character also gets this weird cutscene opening thing, so I may record some of these for you guys, just to show you who your family is. So, this is my father, Arion. Today you finally step out into the world in search of myrrh! You come back safely to Jersey, alright? Gotta. All roads lead to Jersey. Who says you can't go home? Should you find any materials for smithing, bring them back to us. We'll forge you a fine weapon. Oh, that was Christine talking. That was my mother. Sorry. She sounded like my dad. That's so weird. Minty? Okay. That's fine. Apparently my little sister... Somebody will miss me. You'll be back soon, right? Yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. Weird. So yeah, you have pretty much 4 family members that'll see you off every time you begin your quest. So as I walk away, Metalblad, the blacksmith's son, is sent off by his father, Arion, his mother, Christine, his sister, Minty, and his sister, Polly. Minty and Polly and Christy, and then Arion. Whatever. I mean... I've seen weirder names in this game, so there you go. It's my dad, my mom, and my 2 sisters. I'll make you proud, sisters. And then that symbol that you see right there is actually the clavet symbol. Each one of the tribes has their own unique symbol tied to it, and that kind of comes into play a little bit later. So the basic way you go, you're in ourselves a little caravan down there. This game really should have been called Crystal Caravan, because everyone pretty much says that. And we just move along. And occasionally we get into these little stopping points. They're like skits of sorts. Sometimes they actually involve plotline development. Other times they're there just for fun. So here we go. Hail, fellow Caravanner! You are the caravan from Jersey, are you not? Right over the river, I say. You know, I guess this guy's from New York or something. I heard they were sending out a new caravan. You seem quite capable. Oh, thank you. My name is Soul Ratched? Soul Ratched? Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. I'm captain of the caravan from the great fortress of Alphatari. Alpha Centauri. Alphatari. Okay, I gotta remember that one, because that's like a very big city in this game. Our caravan boasts a history that stretches back thousands of years. But let us discuss that some other time. Okay, sure. Do you have a moment? Oh, it's like a Moogle thingy. Oh, that's crazy. Come say hello. Oh, waddle. Allow me to introduce this guy. He may not look it, but he is a seasoned adventurer. Even we turn to him for counsel from time to time. No, I'm just a Moogle that likes to get around. Oh God, are you? Man, you should get yourself checked out, my friend. I'll learn all sorts of things on my travels. I'm on my way somewhere right now, but I can teach you a thing or two if you like. So this is pretty much our tutorial, which is pretty nice because it's kind of condensed of sorts. You don't need to know too much about this game in order to really get the most out of it, which is probably the reason why I really like Crystal Chronicles. Like, some Final Fantasy games get extremely overcomplicated with certain things. This one is quite basic, and once you get the main concepts down, it's really easy. Okay, look, if you want to ask me something, come here and press a button, okay? Alright, so let's go over here, and this is get used to seeing stuff like this, like how we're in this weird circle thingy here. I can't really go up there because I'm kind of blocked off, but it all makes sense. I'd actually talk to him first and foremost. If he explains about the world, which I'm going to go through, you'll get an idea of A, what the story is, and B, generally how things work, and then what that thing that's floating in front of us is. A cute little fuzzy white ball thing. Oh man, it's so cute. Okay, about the world. Miasma and crystals. That's miasma, right? Because I've heard people say miasma, I've heard people say miasma. I think miasma sounds weird, so I'm going to call it miasma. Our world is covered in miasma. Sustained contact with miasma gradually drains your life away. Crystals protect us from the miasma. Towns, big and small, each maintain a crystal to hold it at bay. You see, crystals must be purified with myrrh once a year or they lose their brilliance. Crystal Caravanners, like you, journey to seek out that myrrh. Drops of myrrh are gathered in the crystal chalice. The chalice not only carries myrrh, but it also protects the caravan from miasma. The goal of your journey is to find myrrh trees all over the world, and, you guessed it, your path to the myrrh trees is blocked by hordes of monsters. Why not? It said it'd be easy. You need to fill your chalice with myrrh before bringing it back to your village, but each tree yields only a tiny drop of myrrh at once. Which is a lie, because that one drop will fill our chalice a third of the way, so it's not really a tiny drop there, buddy. So you must find several myrrh trees in order to fill your chalice with myrrh, aka 3. Once you draw myrrh from a tree, it can take as long as 2 years for it to replenish itself, so keep looking for other trees. Yeah, like I told you before, this game is broken down into years. We are in year 1 right now. Once we collect 3 drops of myrrh from certain trees, when we start year 2, those trees will not produce another drop. So we'd have to wait until year 3 for them to give us more yield, per se. There's like a weird cycle that you can do with this. You just keep going over and over and over again within the first 6 dungeons of this game. But I will highly recommend going much further into the map so you can actually experience different things and collect stuff. We'll see how we do with that a little bit later. Are you ready for the second step? Yep. Okay. Miasma streams and hotspots. Great turns called the miasma streams cut through the world, dividing it into sections. Each miasma stream possesses a certain element. To cross the stream and enter the land beyond, you must change your crystal chalice element to match that of the stream. There are 4 elements: fire, earth, wind, water, and wind. If you're trying to cross a stream of fire, your chalice had better be of fire too. You can tell what your chalice's current element is by the color of its aura. We're currently in fire, by the way, which is why it's a red circle. Is he going to explain to us? Okay. So how do you change the chalice element? Well, you place a chalice on platforms called hotspots. Doing so will change the element of your chalice to that hotspot. Once your chalice's element matches that of the stream you want to cross, go ahead and rush through. Also, once you've drawn myrrh from a particular place, you can change your element by simply visiting that place again. Makes things so much easier. But that goes, again, later on when we have to worry about that. So, yes, if we want to, we can pick this up, walk over to a hotspot, throw it on there, and now our chalice is considered a water elemental. And I'm going to explain a little bit later, but having its certain elemental types actually does stuff for you while you're in it. It'll protect you against certain status and certain spells and things along that way. But that's, again, going to be a little bit later. We're going to go again, and we're going to talk about wielding weapons. Alright, press A to attack from the command list. You can unleash combo attacks if you press the A button repeatedly with the right timing. So you don't want to button mash. If you button mash, it's just kind of like, see how it's just slap, slap. This is me button mashing. You gotta be like a little bit of finesse with it. There you go. See? Little 3-hit combo right there. Perfect. Excellent. Now we're gonna do focus attacks. Basically, the way focus attacks work is if you hold down the attack button, you power up an energy attack, and then you can move around the little reticle in order to aim at your enemy, and not miss. Get back here, you jerk. Come here. Ah! Oh my god! Dang goblin, come here! Oh boy. Okay, so this is gonna be how my adventure goes. Alright, I'm gonna wait till he runs. Jump. There we go. You jerk. Whatever. Do I have to do it again? How many times am I gonna do this? It's a good way of lessening the gap between you and your enemies that you want to fight. Do I have to keep doing this? Oh my god. Can we... Yeah. Okay, there we go. Much better. That's enough. Finish that. That's pretty much how to use weapons. Next thing we're going to learn about is casting spells. So in the upper left corner, we have ourselves a command list, and we use the L and R buttons in order to sift through them. We can actually go into our items, as you can see in the right over there, and then assign certain like spells and equipment and everything to this command list, so this way we can use them in battle. the things that are used to cast the spells are called magicites, and enemies will drop them. You can't find and keep certain spells. At least not yet, but that's a little bit later. Don't worry about that in your first year at all. You want to kill your enemies, you're going to see them drop the magicite, you're going to pick up the magicite, you put it into your command slot, and then you're going to be able to cast such spells. And it pretty much works exactly the same way as the attack. You know, you cycle it through with the L and R button, you hold A in order to charge the attack, pretty much the same way you do a focus, and then once it's charged, the little reticle will pop up, and we do the attack. So let's cast fire on him. Boom! Awesome. Now, as you saw right there, the little Moogle next to me assisted me in that spell. Generally speaking, you can power up your spells by combining the same element together. So, if I fuse 2 fire spells together, I can make a Fyra. If I fuse 3 of them together, I can make a Fyraga. In multiplayer mode, if you're playing with another friend and you guys cast the same spell on the same place, you'll be able to enhance the spell even more. In order for the game to compensate for that, the Moogle here casts spells along with you. Now, at this point, he kind of casts random spells. There we go. Are we done yet? But there is a way for you to choose what spells you can make him cast a little bit later. And I think we're going to be talking about spell fusion, right? Yes. So, if you fuse together certain spells, you can actually create a brand new spell. So, by fusing together Fire and Blizzard, I can actually go in here and do this for you guys. We go to here, we go to Fuse, and we can make a Gravity spell, which is a pretty powerful spell in its own right. There's stronger ones, but this is good for flying foes because it grounds them and limits their movement and everything. So now, I can charge up, aim, and Gravity. This stupid goblin stops moving. Come on, carry it. Ah, yeah, there we go. Gravity spell. And you can make spells such as Holy, Haste, Slow, Stop. Like, there's a lot of different spells that you can make by combining all different types of magicites. And I will show that off as I go through this game. This isn't going to be a 100% complete run. This is mostly going to be me having fun with this and, you know, listening to you guys say what you want to see in the game and things along that ways. So, again, this is like a little sub-series in between the main Final Fantasy VII runs, and we're just going to have a good time with it. And I think that's all I have to say about Majesty. Alright, good. You need anything else? Okay, so now he's going to talk about Mog. This is a single-player only thing. Mog does not appear in multiplayer. In single-player mode, Mog will accompany you. He'll carry the Crystal Chalice for you while you're busy fighting monsters or carrying objects. To ask Mog to carry the chalice, drop it and press A. Yeah, this is pretty much, you know, giving him the command to carry it and move it around and all kinds of other good stuff. And he will, of course, help us out. So if you hit the X button, he'll fly on over and he'll pick it up. Mog can only carry the chalice for so long before he gets tired. And as he gets tired, he will move slower, thus meaning that you'll be running out into the world of miasma more and possibly taking damage. So every so often, I recommend just hitting the X button for him to drop the chalice and give him a little bit of time to relax and rest up before moving on. Plus, while he's not holding the chalice, that's when he can help you cast spells. There are other things that you have to do to Mog in order to make him not run out of breath or get tired faster, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Otherwise, he's a very helpful guy because I can run around freely, and he's just going to be my chalice slave. Good Mog. Good. I think that's it. Yep, we'll be going now. Okay, we're done. We're good. That's the tutorial. And that is where I'm going to call it for this episode, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and comment down below. And we got a new diary entry, which is kind of like something that you're going to do every time some random thing happen. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get equipped with me, MetalBlade427. Also, if you want to be part of Jersey, let me know what character model you want to be. Go back to the earlier part of the video in order to check that out. You can see in the description below, I actually pointed out when I start talking about it. So if you need a refresher about what each one of the classes or each one of the tribes looks like, by all means go ahead and do that. Otherwise, in the next episode, we'll be hanging a right and going into our very first dungeon area. And I'll be bringing people into the village slowly but surely as this goes on. So, thank you all again, and until next time, I shall catch you all later.